ASW1's officially plugged into our network, connected to PC1 and PC2. It also has an uplink over to DSW1. We've started it. We've connected to the console port. We are now at our terminal window, and we see this message here, System Configuration Dialog. System Configuration Dialog. What does this mean? Look, it's even asking me right at the very bottom. It says, would you like to enter this initial configuration dialog? Well, first of all, what is this initial configuration dialog? It's just a mini setup wizard. That's all it is, folks. It's a mini setup wizard that's going to ask us a bunch of questions, and you answer the questions based on how you want your device to be configured. So, what do you want as a host name? What do you want as a management IP address? Do you want certain VLANs created? There are various questions that you will be asked during this system configuration dialog. In the real world, we're typically going to type in no here and hit enter. Why? Because we already have a plan for ASW1. We already have a document that says ASW1 is going to be used for this particular function. So since it's going to be used for a particular function, we already know which VLANs have to be created on it. We already know what its host name is going to be. We already know what its management IP address is going to be. So all that information has already been predetermined. It's in a document. I'm going to hit no here, and then we're just going to go into the operating system, go to the respective prompts, and simply just type in the commands we need to type to configure ASW1. But my main concern here is why we are even receiving this particular message. Do we receive it all the time? And the answer to that is no, we don't. We're only going to receive this message when there is no startup configuration file in NVRAM. NVRAM, startup configuration file. What is that? Well, the startup configuration file is a configuration file that we have saved into NVRAM. And this configuration file contains all the parameters, like what is our host name? What's our IP address? What's this interface configured like? So essentially, that startup configuration file is your running configuration, so the configuration as to what is happening right now on the switch that's been saved into NVRAM. So that way there, if the switch ever reloads on purpose or by accident, then what will happen is that the configuration that was stored in NVRAM will be reloaded when the device is finished rebooting, bringing us back to the way we were before the device ended up being rebooted. So the system configuration dialog is appearing here because it's a brand new switch. Would there be any saved configuration in NVRAM with a brand new switch? And the answer to that is no, of course not. If there is, well, it's definitely not our configuration. Somebody had their hands on this switch before and put a configuration on it. So normally when you buy a new switch, it's not going to have any configuration stored in NVRAM. As a result, you get your system configuration dialog message. But what if you had a configuration that you created, you saved in NVRAM, and all of a sudden, you access your device and you receive this message? Now, why would you be accessing this device? Because users are complaining they don't have any access to the network. Something's wrong. Something's not working. All right. So you log in ASW1 and you see this message. What should be your first conclusion, or what should you be expecting as the reason behind this showing up? Well, you know now that this appears when there's no startup configuration file in NVRAM. Well, there was yesterday, there's none today. Does that mean somebody deleted it? Does that mean that the startup configuration file can't be read? It's corrupt? Does that mean there's something wrong with NVRAM? Yeah, all of those are possibilities. Why? Because this message is telling us I cannot find, locate, execute a startup configuration file in NVRAM. So regardless of the reason why there's no file in there, the reason why you got this is because there is nothing to load. There is no startup configuration file to load in NVRAM. So I'm going to go ahead here and just say no. It's a brand new switch. You can see now I'm at the command line prompt, and we can go ahead now and start configuring our switch based on our configuration documentation we have.